What's going on, guys? We're live again. We're going to be giving away some tickets to the Deal Champ Summit on here, too, if you stay towards the end. Again, we'll be giving away free tickets if you stay towards the end. I'll just keep saying it the whole day. But let me get this into some of our Facebook groups again. We got some live lead Zolo deals. If you're logging in, tell me where you're from. Tell me what you're doing right now as far as deal flow, and we'd love to do deals with you. Oh. Again, tell me where you're from. Who we got on IG on here? Nobody on IG yet. Do we have anybody on Facebook? Nobody on Facebook yet. My Facebook's been getting decimated, honestly. Let's see here. Control V. There's one group. Let's get it into another group. There's our two groups. We'll get it into one more. Do not forget to get your tickets to the Deal Champ Summit using promo code 20 for 20% off. It ends today at midnight. So if you do want to get those tickets, and then we're going to be giving away 2 free tickets to someone at the end of the live. So you don't want to miss it. Today, we are 100% going to close a deal with Lead Zolo's leads. We're back on the marketplace. Man, what's going on, Andy? What's going on, Kenny? If you're hopping in on Facebook, let me know where you're from. Let's get this going. All right, let me click out of that. So here is our Lead Zolo marketplace. Look at all these leads that we got. We have about 20 leads to choose from. As always, I want to go for the freshest leads, and I want to go for the freshest leads in the best markets. So we're going to start it off again. And again, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you want your tickets to the Deal Champs Summit, go to dealchamps.com/summit. California is always my first market. It's easy to sell stuff there. Florida always has bangers. Alaska moves a lot. Georgia, solid. Hawaii, if we can get anything. Washington, D.C., again, very expensive market. Delaware, because I know someone in Delaware. Not Maine. Maryland, we have buyers in Maryland. Not Kentucky, not Louisiana. Not Maine, not Mass. Well, you know what? Maybe Mass. We want Nevada. New Jersey. New Jersey is a very expensive market. We can look at some New York stuff, but it has to be in a very major metro of New York. We can look at Ohio. We have buyers in Ohio. Wyoming, anything on the West Coast, you should be going after every lead possible on the West Coast, because the West Coast is the best coast and there's so many buyers and such little inventory. It's easier to get a deal sold if you can get in front of someone and negotiate well. We'll take North Carolina too. So that has sent us through a bunch of these leads. Idaho, Colorado. I'll take Idaho. So the reason I don't want any of these other markets, the price points aren't high enough. Illinois, if we get something in Chicago, awesome. But if we don't and it's in Granite City, those are tough markets to move stuff in, and you move it, but you only make like $5,000. Right now, the novation we locked up a couple weeks ago should be, it's looking like a $50,000 novation for us instead of a $5,000 deal. Way different, a lot easier to deal with, makes our lives extremely easy. Okay. So here's what we got. What is this Getty image? And then I want to make sure I filter it by off market. Oh, there's a home light one in Dallas. That's a really good lead for us. We'll buy that right now. And let's increase our. I like going after commercial. I like after going regular residential off market. So who do I got here? I'm going through here. We already have that Dallas one. Again, I want to start with these ones that are pretty new. All I'm going to do is too low of a population for the entire county for us to do anything. 52,000. It's okay. Move on. Williamson, Texas. Williamson County. It looks like another good one. Let's buy that one right now. And these are the best times to hop on these. Right now, well, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the afternoons, because typically right now it's 2 o'clock, it's 4 o'clock in Texas time. You're not going to have anybody who's going to be buying stuff like that. So we'll refresh this. Let's get this speaker on to see if you guys can hear it. Here's this one in Texas. Banger. Make sure you're calling and using your proper phone numbers. We only call out of Texas if we're calling in Texas. No answer on that one. We always, always, always triple dial.
Battery 70%. Connected to STRATT.
Migs, 100% you can get a deal off of $10,000 in spend, bro. Um, I would use it on PPL, and I would do like the marketplace here on Lead Zolo, and I would also do whatever other marketplaces you can get onto. You just need to be able to talk to the sellers. That's the hardest part. You can send me a DM, bro. I have my scripts, but when you're doing this, you're going to have a little bit of a learning curve because you're not going to be very good talking to sellers yet. That's what you want. All right. We can call them one. Oh, did they just text us back? It looks like someone else named Esmeralda reached out to us in Hutto, Texas. Where's this at? Ooh, 422,000. Let's go. Hey Esmeralda, this is Stratton. You reached out to us about helping you out with this house on Finley Street. Were you still interested in selling it? Awesome. Awesome. How you doing today? I'm just trying to stay out of trouble. And how much were you guys looking to walk away with when you sold this one? Typically, typically in this situation, we always just say what's a good price to you, because sometimes I'll call someone and they'll think their house is worth $2 million. And then I gotta be like, ma'am, I gotta be honest with you. $2 million would be a good price, but that's just not a price we'd be able to pay. So did you have a ballpark price in mind? And I'll be able to get you that number after about 15 minutes of me learning more. Is that okay? You promise it's just not gonna be 2 million bucks? Awesome. So can I share with you typically how these calls with our clients go? So everybody wants to know, like, exactly what you said, how much we can get them, how long our process takes, and what our process looks like. Am I missing anything? Great. And just in order for me to figure out whether or not we can help you guys out or not and buy the house, I'm gonna have to ask you a bunch of questions. Some of them may even come across as personal. Is that okay? I love it. And then at the end of it, naturally, one or two things will happen. Either we'll work together or we won't. Either way is completely okay. If the price doesn't work for you or you don't believe that we're a good fit, I just want you to feel comfortable telling me no. Is that okay? And then likewise, if for whatever reason I'm like, hey, we're probably not going to be the best fit for you, I will just tell you, hey, this is the best possible way for you to go. The other day, we were looking at a house out in California, and there was this great a woman and her sister. And I said, hey, this is probably the best direction for you guys to go. It's probably not with us, but I think this will help you guys solve your problem. At the end of the day, my goal is just to help you reach your goals. But if we can agree to like price and everything else that's important to you, would you be able to commit to working with us? Great. And then can I just share with you my biggest fear? You sound like an amazingly kind person. And the nicest people we deal with, they tell us you need to think it over instead of just telling us no because they want to let us down easy and not hurt our feelings. I promise you, you're not going to hurt my feelings. You can just tell me no. Is that okay? Great. Okay. And I get it. Do you have a spouse or significant other involved as well? Awesome. We never try and, if I tried to sell a house without my wife involved, I'd probably get stabbed. So I'm looking at the property right now. It looks like it's in a great area. What's the reason you guys are even considering selling this one? Okay. And when you say downsizing and relocating, were you staying in the great state of Texas? Were you staying in the same area? What did that look like? Oh, what part of West Texas? Okay. I've been to Lubbock before. And when you say downsizing, what exactly do you mean? Uh-huh. Yeah, 2,600 square feet is a lot for two people. I get that. Okay. And about how big is the house, square footage wise? 2604. Great. And then how many total bedrooms and bathrooms? Four bedrooms, two and a half. Okay. Okay. And about how long have you guys been considering selling? About half a year. What was like the straw that broke the camel's back that had you decide to reach out to us? Okay. Honestly, most people aren't. Like most of the time, most people aren't in a hurry. With working with us is more about a convenience thing, and people generally don't like working with realtors. Okay. And can we do a quick imaginary walkthrough of the house, like flooring, what type of countertops and everything else? Like what type of flooring is throughout the house? Okay. That one also has a bay window. So we got the flooring. What type of countertops did you say it was again? Granite. And you're on city septic and water? 26, 4 3/4. And you and your husband are living there right now? Great. And how soon were you guys actually looking to sell or move? Are we talking about like 6 months, a year, 90 days? Okay. And then was there anyone else besides you and your husband who was going to be making this decision with you guys? I mean, let's assume you guys like our offer and you decided to move forward. What would be the next thing you'd have to figure out, if anything? Would you would you guys want to keep the furniture or would you just want to leave it there? That'd be awesome. And so with us, all of our offers are as is. All of our offers are as is, and you can leave whatever you want, and we'll just do with it what we see fit. If it looks like it's a pretty new home that was built in 2019, so I'm guessing there's not a ton of stuff in there that we need to get rid of. But like we buy nice houses, we buy hoarder houses, you name it. Hmm. Whoever bought it. Oh no, you're good. What's the reason you guys just don't rent this one out on Airbnb? Oh, okay. One of my friends is trying to go pro in pickleball. He's not very good, but more power to him. More power to him. He's he's trying to go. I mean, you can play pickleball till you're 70, 80, 90, He's got a lot of runway. He's only 30. I mean, at this point, ma'am, all I got to do is call the team. And when we get to this point, I always tell everybody, did you have a ballpark number in mind? Because if I go to my boss and I go to him without a number that you and your husband had, they're just going to send me back with an astronomically low number. Did you guys have anything in mind? Uh huh. 487 altogether. And that's based off of other stuff that's been moving around there. And what was your husband's name? Mike. Nice to meet you, Mike. My name's Stratton. And you guys, I'm going through it right now. You guys had it listed for sale last April, it looks like, for 567. And he was okay. And but there was, let me just dive in right here. We had two different drops. Well, one different drop to 535. And then do you just think your nephew priced it wrong or what's going on there? Okay. And then are there any special features with your home? Okay. And so I'm looking at these actives right now. I see one for sale that's about 100 square feet smaller. That's for sale at 450. And if just behind you, almost like identically behind you. And it has some solar panels on there. Uh, on Scottsburg. I guess 2 in front of you then. With that being said, I wouldn't necessarily 450. With that being said, if we were gonna pay cash, I couldn't go to my boss and tell him, "Hey, we should buy this one at that price," when we could just buy another one for that price. And if we were gonna pay cash, pay all the closing costs, close on your timeline and everything else, we'd have to be lower than 450 if we were gonna make a profit. Because primarily in this area, we'd wanna essentially flip the house and make a little bit of money because we aren't necessarily in the Airbnb business, even though those other people are. At times, it can be kinda hard, and that's not really what we do. That being said, if you're open to something that's honestly probably a lot lower than 450, I'd love to go to the team. If not, I don't wanna disappoint you, and if you're going, I'd tell you don't even list it at that 460 even if you went to a realtor who knows the market, because that other guy would just be undercutting you all day off of Scottsburg. I'm just filling you in with what I'm seeing and what I know my boss would come back to me at and what he'd tell me, to where if we're seeing something on the market at 450, we wouldn't even be at 450. And if you guys are like, hey, we want to walk with that 460 just because that's going to hit the numbers we want for our retirement, no problem. I'm just letting you know that my boss is going to send me back with something that's a lot lower than 450 if we can buy that one at 450 on the market and it's been on the market for 30 days. It would more than likely be in the very low fours or high threes. If I'm seeing that one at 450 and it's kind of sitting, that's where we'd, sorry, low fours, high threes, not high fours, is what the range would more than likely be. And if you guys were going to list it with a realtor, you guys would probably pay 4 to 5% plus closing costs anyways. So if you put it on the market at, call it 450, you'd pay about 26 grand. The client couldn't hear me either. Where's our Instagram feed? Still no sound? Mic check, mic check, mic check. Okay, you guys can hear me now. All right, let's find another one. All right, so here's one in Ohio, Fulton, New York, Ohio. I like Texas, guys. Texas is the place to be. So let's see. McLennan County. Let's see what McLennan County is talking all about. I like this population of 268. We can do something there. Look, and then right there, 269. Internet is a great thing. This is a lead worth buying. So we're already getting a lead from Lead Zillow that we just bought. We're going to put this other lead on offer too low, owner occupied. And let's keep it moving. And typically, guys, I'm disqualified. Oh, this one's in Waco. It's not bad. I'm not taking that long to figure out if someone's a motivated seller or not. They were asking above retail, essentially. We can't really waste our time with that. Hey, this is Stratton. Sherry, you reached out to us about this house on Beverly Drive. Were you still interested in selling it? Awesome. And how much were you looking to walk away with when you sold this one? Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. I mean, what was the reason you're even interested in selling this one? Uh, I'm so sorry to hear that, ma'am. Yeah, it's no fun. And how soon were you and your husband looking to sell this one? 30 days, 6 months, a year? Okay. And I mean, what was your main appeal to wanting to work with a company like ours? Okay. And working with us is a lot easier than having to work with a realtor. What work did you think needed to be done to the home? Everywhere? Okay. More curb appeal there. Hmm. And how long ago did you guys buy this one? In 18? And off the top of your head, what would be the minor or major repairs that need to be done besides, it sounds like you changed the tacky painting. No problem. Yep. And when you say leveled, what exactly do you mean? Like you bought it and the foundation's a little wonky? Okay. And how big square footage wise did you say it was again? Yep. A 3 bedroom, 2 bath. And what's this house you're saying that you saw for sale around the corner? Okay, and this is off of Beverly and South New Road. Does that sound about right? Let me see if I can find that other house. Off of like Horseshoe? I think I'm talking. Can you hear me? Is this the one off of Horseshoe and it has like a shop in the back for 225? And it's a 3 bedroom, 2 bath? That's so that's going to be a little hard if I go to the team and say we want to pay more for a house that's, I'm guessing your house should be around 1,300 square feet based off of what you told me. And this one's for sale at 225. And were you negotiable at all on that? You said 245, correct? With a realtor? Okay, because looking at it, you'll probably pay between 17 to $20,000 in closing costs and closing costs. Well, realtor costs and closing costs if you went with the realtor. With us, we are no fees. We close whenever you want. We buy it 100% as is, and you're good to go. With that being said, did you have a number in mind if we made it as easy for you as possible and we could, and there's no fees? Ma'am, you always get the best deal with us. We're not trying to put a we're not trying to put an old lady to the screws whose husband has cancer. Mhm. And I know we wouldn't be able to do 225 if you want me to be honest. If I'm looking at another house on the market at 225 and it's been there for 160 days, I know my boss would be like, "Hey, we could give them a call up right now and probably buy that thing for 200 because they've been waiting for this long." I'd want to be in mid to high ones is probably where the team would send me back at, depending on roof condition and everything else. And then if you're a contractor and you're in contracting, how much work do you actually think needs to be done? Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. And I mean, ma'am, if we came in the mid to high ones, would I be wasting my time even going to my boss to talk to him to come back to you? If I am, it's completely okay. If not, it's okay too. Okay. And that's fine. Because I mean, 199, ma'am, I'd call that 200. I'd call that pretty close to two. And if you're like, hey, even if I got that, I would want to go and just see what I could get on the open market. I'd tell you that's fine. Then we probably shouldn't waste our time going much deeper unless you're like, hey, I'd like an easier transaction. But if you're like, hey, I'm not really in a rush, that's completely okay. All I'm gonna do is I'll just let the team know. We'll check in with you every 30 days, see if anything changes for you. And this is the best number to reach me at. If I don't pick up, either someone from our team will or our system will, and we'll talk to you and we'd love to work with you. My friend had, yeah. I mean, my friend died last year. He was in his mid 30s. They told him he was gonna die when he was 29 and he lived till his mid 30s. They told him he had like 6 months to live. He's 29 at heart. He's 29 at heart. Wow. Oh man. Oh wow. Well, you will be in my thoughts and prayers. And I wish you the best of luck, Sherry. I hope you have a great weekend and drive safe with those grandbabies. Have a great day. Bye. So that one, again, I want to get to like I want to get a price out of them immediately because it does me no good to have a 40-minute conversation with someone just for me to find out like, hey, you know, they're probably not that interested in selling. And with this one, I mean, I consider that a dead lead. Actually, we'll keep it as a warm lead just because her husband has cancer. She's like, hey, you know what? We may want to sell it just to pay off some debts. And then we'll put this on a drip campaign that says it'll just be offer too low, owner occupied. I mean, but that's solid pain. That one was a lot better lead than the other one. The other one wasn't as good of a lead. Again, we're not going to get home run leads every time. Miggs was on here saying like, if I have $10,000, can I get a deal? I think that's a good amount of money to try and get a deal. If, with all things considered, if you're brand new and you suck, because if you're brand new, odds are you do suck, and so you are going to need help. Um, what is the word I'm looking for? Closing. Let's see if we got any Florida stuff. Let's share our screen real quick. But I mean, look at that. We've been live for how long now? It told me somewhere. We've been live for an hour with two 20-minute calls, which isn't bad. Arizona. I don't know where the fuck Navajo is. Let me see. Delaware. Now, Florida, we're talking. And this is what you need to do. All right, so in Polk County, our average price is 316. Polk County population is 878. Fresno County is only 1 million. So like that's a quality lead for us right there. And it's only $100. Getting internet leads that cheap is great. Let's see what we got here. Always calling from the right number. Hello, can you hear me, Trevor? This is Stratton. You reached out to us about buying this house on High Vista Drive. Were you still interested in selling it? No problem. Thank you. Ooh. All right, so right there, I just checked the Zillow on this thing. He bought it for 278. We bought it for 270 in May of 2022. Odds are we can't do shit with that house. It sucks. 2022 homes after like January 2022 are essentially worthless to the real estate investment community. 1 minute. What's up, beautiful?
Hey, I'm so sorry. I left my wallet. Can you send me Apple Cash?
Yep, just text me.
Okay, thank you.
Love you.
Love you.
And the reason that is because at that point in time of the real estate whatever cycle, it is honestly impossible to sub two because your interest rate's too high and you wouldn't be able to cash flow very well. Ooh. And then if you look at this one, we found one in Polk County. It's a good median house price of 370. Let's see, Lee. Ooh, another banger. And so that last one, the guy named Trevor, Honestly, we just don't even want to do anything with it. It is worthless to us. Let me send this Apple Cash to Kalani. Who do we have on IG right now? Hey, Ruby, you've been in the DMs. I got to send you a link. All right, let's see what this guy's all about. Again, always call from a local phone number. And guys, we've had 5 leads, and how much have we spent? We spent $500. This guy's going straight to voicemail. That sucks. It is what it is. But you can't sleep on these leads because he's still going to get blasted by our system, and he may call back in. But that's a good lead. Let me see what that looks like on Zillow. Jesus, I say it's a good lead, then I see it's a mobile home, but it's built in 1995. So if he's reasonable, we could make some money. All right, so we found our Florida stuff. What else can we move to? Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland for sure. Nothing in Maryland. Colorado. But right there, look how much money we just saved ourselves. Population of 14,000. Not doing much. Coles. Don't want Coles. Don't want that one. Okay, that's more likely. We don't want that one either. Sometimes you got to double check because that income to price point didn't make any sense. Oh, it looks like we had one in Washington. Colorado, Illinois, Texas. Where is Lewis County? Let's see what we get here. In like the state of Washington, so this is probably where it would be. In if I'm on the West Coast, I'm willing to take gambles across all of these states. So like Idaho, if I'm getting like Spokane, anywhere in Washington that's close to a major, there's so much money. Same with Oregon, same with California, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, even Colorado. Not really New Mexico, but these states have so much money in them that it's worth taking the gamble. Let's see where this guy's at. What happened? Did we run out of cash? We should be good. There we go. All right, we just bought that lead in Washington. Whenever I don't have a number directly for Washington, so I'll call out of a number based out of California. Always triple dial. So it looks like that Donald Dable guy just reached back out to us. So this Patricia lady, no answer. We sent her a text. Let's go to this douchebag Donald Dable. Have you looked at the property and ready to make a reasonable offer? I will talk to you. Usually, when people are like this, they've gone to a bunch of different people or different investors, and they've seen what the market is willing to give them, and they're just not happy anymore, even though they reached out. Because he has a dinky little mobile home, and he's probably pissed off that nobody wants to give him any money for his dinky little mobile home. There's nothing wrong with living in a mobile home, but you're not going to get house money. In Oregon. All right, what do we got in Texas? Polk, Texas, Hidalgo, Texas, Guadalupe, Texas. Not the top of my choice. Good average house price, but not enough people. Same thing. 174. You're not going to make any money going after these houses. If you're going to spend the money, you might as well just slow down a little bit and look for what you want. Because if you're going after houses that are worth 150, you're not going to make big bucks. 198. So this isn't terrible. Let's see about Eastland. We for sure don't want that one. So probably Hidalgo County, Denton. I don't think we checked this one. Oh, what is this? Corpus Christi? Corpus Christi isn't bad. We can at least do something with Corpus Christi. We got that Corpus Christi and that Hidalgo. Texas, honestly, is the best place to do deals I've seen. Texas and Florida and California. Let's see what this Ronaldo guy has going on. Hello? Can you hear me, Ronaldo? Damn, no pickups. That's why we always send the text. Oh, and it's a landline. So we've gone through, I want to say, almost a little less than 10 leads, and we haven't gotten anything. We'll move on from that Ronaldo one. If they don't ever end up picking up, we can just refund it. This Eduardo guy just came in too. Another great area in Texas. Another no answer. The people who don't answer, we always skip trace. We'll just add a tag on it to skip trace it. No answers on both of them. All right, we got 140 bucks left. What does Florida have to offer us? Well, New York. And then the Eduardo guy immediately stopped texting us. And then the Donald Dable guy, I have it listed at 165. I try not to be an asshole with these people. I'm like, well, if it was listed at 165, why would you reach out to me? Because it should be sold by now. Oh, well, we'll move on from that. All right, so New York can be really good, and shout out Greg Helbeck. The only reason I feel confident going into New York is because I have someone who can do deals in New York. Because New York, notoriously, even on a wholesale, takes 6 months to get done. And none of these have been good. Because we quit taking in anything that does not have a good population. And if you are just getting started, you should be like this because you want your dollars to go a little bit farther. Do we have anything in Georgia? All of them are MLS listed. There. Wow. MLS listed in Maricopa. The MLS ones for me are just too big of a pain in the ass. Nope, not worth it. Let's go back up here again. Indiana, Kentucky, Maryland, Michigan, Mississippi. So I don't like Mississippi because I can't. It's a non-disclosure state. We've already checked out all Indiana. I don't like Iowa. I don't like Kansas. I don't like Kentucky. I don't like Louisiana. And don't get me wrong, there's 7-figure businesses in all these places. But when you're going after like a true nationwide model, you don't want to fight an uphill battle. Virginia's not bad though. Damn, we've gone through all these guys. Geez, looks like we've tapped it for today. If you're watching this, don't forget your tickets to the Deal Champs Summit. The Deal Champs Summit is April 4th and 5th. And guys, Lead Zolo is the best possible place to get leads. I'm telling you right now, it's the easiest barrier to entry. Instead of going and cold calling, donate some plasma and buy 4 leads. Way better chances of getting money right now. Let me take down this banner. GetLeadZolo.com. LeadZolo is the place to be if you want to get deals done. Because I'm telling you right now, LeadZolo is the best PPL provider in the game. They help us out so much. We probably lock up 2 contracts a week from them, and it's amazing. And so this is no different than being an investor. You don't want to make stretches. Their marketplace is good, but if you don't know this market and you don't see a bunch of people there, there's no need to buy that thing. Be a little patient. Shoot out what you think you can get. There's no need for me to spend another $140 if we don't think we could move those leads. Because I could take one in the middle of nowhere, Georgia, but are we going to be able to move it? No. Again, guys, GetLeadZolo.com. Best lead provider in the game. We'll talk to you guys next week. We're going to be doing this every week up until the summit. Talk to you guys soon.